Hi everybody and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Lysha and I'm the owner of Lysha Be Creative. And on my channel here, we create all things tumbler tutorials and other epoxy and resin related projects. So in today's video, I'm going to be doing yet another Valentine themed tumbler design. And with this, we're going to be using one of my patterns that I launched in collaboration with Vinyl Gallery. And so we're going to use my fuzzy heart print vinyl today to create this beautiful design that you're definitely going to want to recreate yourself. So of course, everything I use in today's video will be listed and linked down in the description box down below, as well as any discount codes that I have for you to save you a little bit of extra money. And yeah, I feel like that's just about it. So let's go ahead and jump right into today's tutorial.
Okay, so I'm starting with this 30-ounce tumbler that I got from Makerflow, and I'm going to spray paint it with this dreamy lavender color. So in doing so, I actually realized that Center Stage from Color Shot is also a beautiful match to this vinyl that I'm using today. So I decided to do kind of like a burst ombre look on the cup with the Center Stage on the outer edges and then the dreamy lavender on the inner portion. So now I have this vinyl pattern that was part of my second collection with Vinyl Gallery. I have linked this down in the description box, and we're going to get this vinyl ready to be applied to the cup. So I showed you this technique in my glitter stripe tumbler for my winter design earlier this, or at the end of last year, I should say. And so what I do with my vinyl now is I fold it in half corner to corner, and then I flip it and fold it in half again corner to corner. So I end up with this 4 triangles. So these 4 triangles are great for creating your V-splits without having to do the measuring work on your cup, especially for patterns like this, which are seamless patterns. For this specific design though, we're going to be using 2 of these triangles to create sort of a large square on the entire cup. So when you flip them all around, you will notice that you always get 2 patterns and 2 triangles that match seamlessly. And those are the 2 that I'm going to choose, so I get a nice seamless look on the back side of my cup. So now we're going to put my cup back in the cup cradle, and I'm going to get these 2 sections of vinyl applied to the cup. So the way that I'm doing this is, in order to make that large square, I'm going to apply the triangles with the long edge at the back portion of my cup, whatever I deem to be the back, and I'm going to line those 2 seams together. So starting with this one section of vinyl, I'm going to go ahead and just apply this vinyl just like I would a full vinyl wrap, adhering one section of the vinyl about an inch or so. And then I'll use a combination of my fingers and my squeegee tool to really push down this vinyl, making sure I don't get any air bubbles or any wrinkles in the vinyl as I roll this on to the cup. So just continue to roll that on until it meets to the other side, and you'll be able to just remove the backing really easily off that as well. So now what we're going to do is we're going to flip this cup back sort of right in front of me. And then I'm going to apply this section of vinyl literally right up against the other. So because these 2 make a complete seamless vinyl look, I'm going to make sure that they are all lined up evenly so that I don't have that weird seam that you get when you have 2 pieces of vinyl on your cup. So once I have this placed correctly, just that little bit of the edge with the backing removed, I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing I did with the other side using a combination of both my hands and my squeegee tool in order to get the vinyl applied to this half of the cup. So as you start to get this section applied, when you look at it like this, you can tell that it's a full square on the cup. And then the only section that overlaps is the front section. So I'm not going to trim that section. I will leave that as is, but I am going to trim the top and bottom edge so that I don't have those extra sections of vinyl sticking up. So just taking my craft knife, I'm going to go ahead and trim the top edge with just the edge of my craft knife. And then you're going to see me very carefully sort of trim that bottom edge with just a very slight bit of the sort of paint that's underneath poking out under this edge of the cup. So now with that done, we're going to go ahead and we're going to begin to get this taped off. So I want to be able to protect my vinyl before I apply my glitter. So I'm just going to do a quick speed session of just applying my blue painter's tape. I just use 1-inch blue painter's tape to just sort of make sure that I cover up the edges so I don't accidentally get any epoxy onto my vinyl when I'm trying to apply my glitter. So I'm not going to cover the vinyl fully because I'm pretty sure that I can avoid the glitter into those vinyl sections, but the edges I want to make sure don't get any epoxy or glitter onto. So the glitters I'm going to be using are a combination of a bunch of different glitters. So for my purples, I have Purple Palace. I also have Lilac Blooms and Lavender Secret. I'm also going to be using 1 Carat for glitter by Mama Boss as well because it's an absolutely beautiful color and I wanted a little bit of a pop and color shift. For my dark blues, since I don't have a true dark violet color, I'm going to be using a combination of Night Sky and Blueberry, which are the same color, just 2 different cuts. One's a little bit chunkier than the other to be sort of my dark, deep blue purple color. So I'm just mixed up a little bit of epoxy off camera, about 5 mLs, 2.5 of part A, 2.5 of part B of my KS Resin Liquidy Split. And now with my gloved hand, I am just applying that thin coat of epoxy onto my cup so that I can use the epoxy method to adhere my glitter. As I've mentioned in previous tutorials, this is my favorite way to apply glitter, especially if I'm going to be applying lots of different cuts of the same types of glitter. I just find that I get a much better ombre look and I have more working time, so I'm really able to play with the colors and make sure the ombre is just right. So starting with my 1 Carat color, I've just dumped a little bit onto my paper here and I'm just going to sprinkle that in that section where the Dreamy Lavender and the Center Stage paint colors kind of meet. So I want to create this like beautiful dusting of this beautiful holographic color shift changing glitter to really just give that extra like pop and burst look when I go to add the other colors of my glitter, just really kind of bringing everything together. So once I'm done with that, I'll then be able to move into my other cuts of color and be able to start to create the ombre between the blue and the purple that we're going for. So now we're going to go ahead and start with our deep blue. So this is Night Sky from my Aisha Creations, and with my chunkiest cuts in color, as I tell you guys, I'm going to go ahead and just kind of do a little bit of a light dusting. I always go pretty heavy around the bottom edge, but then I'll start to angle my cup upward and just gently start to sprinkle the glitter into that blue section. I am making sure to get just a few sprinkles of glitter into my purple because again, we want to make sure we have a really beautiful blend between the deep blue and the sort of light colored purple. But I want to make sure I don't go too far into the purple section so that the purple doesn't shine through. So just kind of angling my hand upward, you're going to see a lot of shots of my hand versus the cup. And really the reason why I did this is because I've done a couple shots where I've showed you kind of head on what it looks like. But when I'm doing my ombres, I like to have my cup kind of pointed down towards the table or pointed upward. But my hand is usually anywhere from 6 to 10 inches away from the cup in order to get a really even ombre. So now we've gone and used Purple Palace, which is a very chunky like lilac purple. And I've just sprinkled that in as sort of the base layer for my purple. Now going with Lilac Blooms, which is a little bit of a fine cut, but not a super fine glitter, we're going to go ahead and layer on top of our Purple Palace here to again start to establish more of a coating in that purple section, but not fully coating all the epoxy in that purple colored section. So I'm going to go ahead and do both sections of purple until I'm satisfied and until I've gotten a little bit of my purple into the blue section as well, before I go back in and go with the deep blue, which is going to be our Blueberry. So this is a finer cut of Night Sky. I'm going to make sure I entirely cover the bottom here, making sure that I don't leave any exposed epoxy at the bottom and I get full coverage. Then I'm going to go back over Night Sky, which was the first blue color we put down. And then again, start to just kind of ombre just a few specks of glitter into the purpled section where I have Lilac Blooms and Purple Palace. Once I seem to be satisfied with how far down I have my blue into my purple section, I'm going to finish everything off with Lavender Secret. So this is a very super fine glitter that I'm just going to kind of use to really just go over the entire section of that cup, making sure that every section of epoxy is covered and there isn't one area that doesn't have glitter. So this is kind of like my flood coat, so to speak, making sure that everything is totally covered and I have a nice beautiful ombre on the front. I'm going to tap everything off, making sure any excess glitter falls off, and then I'm going to go ahead and remove the tape from the vinyl. So quick and easy, we're going to let this dry for about 2 hours or so before I'm going to spray seal the entire cup and then put it back on the turner after it's dried to do 2 full coats of epoxy. Now that my cup has cured after my 2 coats of epoxy using KS Resin Liquidy Split, I'm going to go ahead and give this a nice sand. It's been sitting on my turner for a little over 24 hours, so I do want to make sure that I scuff up the surface again to not only be able to apply my decals, but also to make sure that my final coats of epoxy are going to adhere nicely to the cup. So we're going to take that 80 grit sanding block and we're going to go ahead and sort of sand down any pokey bits or any of the edges that really are pretty rough after even the 2 coats of epoxy onto this cup here, making sure I have a nice smooth surface to work on while I apply my decals before I go into my final coats of epoxy. So you guys know the drill. I'm going to take my sanding block and just go over everything once and then take my Dremel tool and go around that top rim. Again, the point of this is to expose that fine line of stainless steel so that my epoxy is sealed at the top outer edge and not on the top inner rim of the cup. So we're just going to go around that, make sure everything is nice and smooth and ready to go. And then we can go ahead and add our decals to the tumbler. So everything's sanded, we're going to get ready to go do some decals, but I'm going to go ahead and wipe off my cup with a little bit of 91% rubbing alcohol and a coffee filter or paper towel, whatever you have on hand. You could also take it upstairs and wash it in the sink with dish soap and water, completely up to you. I typically will err on the side of just doing the 91% rubbing alcohol, and most cases I never really have any issues with debris, so most cases I will just kind of use the 91% rubbing alcohol to clean off any of that sanding debris. So now we're on to decals, and I purchased this XOXO heart image from Creative Fabrica, which I've linked down in the description box down below. I'm just using some transfer tape that is lined. This is from Sizer. I actually had 1 sheet of this, and I really do like this transfer tape. It may be something that I'll be purchasing and using more often since I'm not really satisfied with the other transfer tape I've been stuck with for quite a while. But I love these lines because they're a little bit larger squares than the other transfer tape I've been using, and so it was really easy to get this applied, and it sticks really well to some of those more stubborn vinyls like the textured metallic vinyls and the holographic ones that don't always lift up as easily as traditional vinyl. So I've applied that XOXO heart on the back. I then have 2 stacked hearts on the front section here. The large blue heart is the 3-inch heart. It's just a shape from Cricut Design Space, and then the smaller purple heart is just a 1.5-inch heart that is centered right in the center of that. So now we're going to go ahead and line up the edges with some washi tape. So I have my holographic washi tape, and I'm going to go ahead and just apply that holographic washi tape, which really matches that 1 carat glitter that we used on the vinyl, or on the glitter section, and then the vinyl on the back section. So it really just was kind of tying everything together, and I'm already starting to love how this is looking. So we're going to use that to just frame out the vinyl, just creating that separation of vinyl from glitter there, and then trimming off any edges and any excess of washi tape that doesn't need to be necessary onto the cup. So really quick and easy. And again, I bought this washi tape from Hobby Lobby. I love the metallic washi tape. You can totally buy washi tape off of Amazon as well. I just love the metallic ones that I purchased from Hobby Lobby. I'm always going back when I run out to pick up a new pack because it comes in so many different colors, and it really does come in handy instead of having to go to Cricut or go to your Silhouette and cut out those really thin lines. So now that everything is covered, before I set this on the turner for final coats, I'm going to go ahead and apply a little bit of Minwax polyacrylic to seal in my decals. So this is an optional step, but most of you know that when you're using holographic or washi tape, for whatever reason, epoxy does tend to repel sometimes off of these types of vinyl and types of, feels of vinyl. So in order to make sure that doesn't happen in my final coats, I'm going to go ahead and sort of put a little bit of this Minwax polyacrylic over top to make sure that I get 2 final coats with no issues. So my cup is now cured, and so I'm getting ready to add the rhinestones. So all of the things that I have here are what I'm using, and I have linked everything down in the description box as well, so it's easy for you to find and purchase yourself. So we're going to start with the front section of the cup here, and I'm going to outline both of the hearts in the 2mm crystal stones that I have. So I'm using my crystal glaze glue from Crown Crystals. It is by far one of my favorite glues for rhinestoning that I've used. I love this and Liquid Fusion. Liquid Fusion has always been my go-to, and before finding crystal glaze, but I love this glue as well. So I'm going to go ahead and just put a line of glue all the way around the inner purple heart portion here, and we're going to outline again both of these hearts in the 2mm stones before we fill in the sections in between. So going just around both of these with the 2mm stones, using my wax pencils, which are my favorite for picking up those small rhinestones, mostly because they, number one, last forever, and number two, I always find that these work better for me than the typical rhinestone pickers that you can grab like off of Amazon. I've used several others, and these wax pencils just literally are easy to just grab, use. You don't have to worry about them getting dull because you literally can use a paintbrush. You can literally use a pencil sharpener to sharpen these, and they literally, I swear, I've been on the same pack for like months. I probably will have them forever. So I've already outlined both of the hearts with the 2mm stones. Now we're going to go ahead and fill in the center with these deep blue stones. So we're going to fill in that outer heart, that blue heart, with these sort of royal blue, deep blue stones. There is a darker blue rhinestone that would also be an option if you're going with the same color palette. That was the one thing that I was like, man, I wish I had darker stones, but I really didn't want to just cover that section in just the crystal stones. I wanted another color, so I decided to go with the royal blue, which I had in my stash. We're now going to go with these lavender colored amethyst style stones, amethyst colored stones, and go ahead and fill in the purple heart in the center. So I have a combination of 3, 4, and 5mm stones in this rhinestone tray here. And I'm just doing, again, scatter method for this entire section here because you guys know that's my favorite, because literally you just pick up the stone and kind of go with it. There's no rhyme or reason. You don't have to match anything up. You just fill in all the space until all the space is filled. So now we're going to move on to the outer portions. So what I just pointed with my wax pencil is where I'm going to begin to put a line of my amethyst purple stones. So I'm just going to use my smallest stones that I have in this container here, which are the 3mm stones, and that is going to be what I use to create a straight line that kind of is on the inner portion along the glitter edge of my washi tape. So I'm making sure I have kind of a slight gap. You're going to see me do like a slight gap between my washi tape and where my rhinestones are going to live in that straight line. It's meant to kind of act like another section of washi tape, so to speak. So I really have been loving the rhinestone and epoxy tumbler look. So it's a great way to be able to add bling to your cups without having to do a full cup in bling. So any way that I can add a little bit of extra sparkle to the cup, you guys already know that I'm for it. And so this is just one of the many ways that I like to add rhinestones to my cup. I love to make them kind of be what would be a piece of vinyl, like a vinyl stripe, or, you know, something to kind of really spice up and really give that cup kind of that extra pop. After I'm done with the purple stones on the inner section of my glitter, I'm going to go along the vinyl edge, so on the very opposite of the washi tape, with my royal blue stones. So I kind of have like this X pattern look on the vinyl, and I love how it all looks. I actually did this for a tumbler that I made for a Valentine's swap, and so that's where I got the idea to do this, but with this pattern vinyl, and I'm just digging the look. So I let that dry for 24 hours, take it inside to wash it, of course, and here is the final look. So this cup was so much fun to make. I definitely absolutely forget how much I love this vinyl, and I hope that you're able to snag it. Definitely check out Vinyl Gallery for this vinyl as well as other vinyl patterns in my collections on her website, and I hope that you guys enjoyed today's tutorial. If you did, of course, make sure to let me know down in the comments, as well as give this video a huge thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. And you guys know I will see you again in the next one. Bye!